Today is June 24th, 2024. I am back doing intuitive check-ins. So I check in with my team of guides. And when I do intuitive check-ins in this way, I usually ask, what does the collective need to know? I ask that with the intention that the collective I mean is the one where people tune into my energy, because I feel that there's a lot of information out in the universe. Um, Most of it is the same, but some of it is relevant to some people more than others. And so if this doesn't resonate for you, that's okay. It may be that our frequencies don't resonate, and that can also be okay. So if it does resonate, I love that it does, and I hope that you continue to tune in. All right. So I checked in and I wrote a few things down. And as I read from this and check in, I know other information will come in that might be relevant as well. So moving into summer, we just had our summer solstice. I'm in the East Coast of the United States. So we just had our summer solstice. And I have received that it's time for us to move into more of a releasing and expanding energy. So any work that has to do with releasing or expansion for you, it's going to show up. Now, for some people, that might be like a cleanse or a detox or releasing people possibly, or things that have really like carried on throughout the year that are like stacked up on our backs that feels like a lot of weight. It's just a time where we can sort of let go of the obligations. But for some of us, like for myself, I can speak personally. It could look like a little bit more of a physical cleanse or an energetic cleanse. So I know for me, as we move into summer, I've been really feeling the need to cleanse my body, both nutritionally and through movement, and also cleanse my energy. So I've been doing a lot more meditation and like yoga and walking. Really, that's what I do. So that is coming up for us. We're gonna and again, like physical, emotional clearing is important. It seems that the summer is really about, can we clear things out so that we can move into the fall more open, I think is the word that I'm getting. And, some of that just fits the seasons. I think for a lot of us, the summer is a time of rest and clearing and cleansing. Like we are wearing less clothes, we're having more fun. So just really following the seasons can also be important. Okay, so for others who have been on the path, it may be a time of recalibration. So deepening your awareness around frequency energy. So what does that mean? So for some of us that have been working, I wouldn't necessarily say that everybody working in or with energy. I would also say people who are more in tune with their own energies or their own intuition, or have been really working on themselves in some capacity. So recalibrating, again, it kind of fits with the detox thing. It's like being open to, you might be moving into another level or a different kind of energy, or being asked to do something different. And when I say that, I don't necessarily mean switching routines or jobs. But it's much more, it feels much more like an energy frequency again. So you may be in the same job, but your attachment to it will feel different, or the things that you are interested in within that might feel different. So allowing your intuitive self and your self-knowing to sort of sink into what is going on in your life, and trusting that when things start to feel off, that it's okay to let them go, but also trusting that when things feel more connected, that you might want to step in and deepen your practice. So deepening your awareness, also understanding what low frequency feels like, especially, this can show up around people, which is really easy to show up in, environments. So you may be living in a place like I live in New York City. It's a lot. It might be time to move. You might be surrounded by a crowd of people that are maybe not the closest people to you, but always happen to be in your social circle. And it feels, you're just like it's dragging you down. You feel like you're leaving there, you're not filled up, you're not inspired. To me, that would be like a low frequency. So being aware of when low frequency comes in, and low frequency usually makes our bodies and our minds feel depleted. So you definitely will notice it if there's somebody or an environment that you walk into that feels really depressive or old or stuck. It's like when you walk into a room that nobody's been in for a really long time and you just feel and it smells and it's just like too much and it's a little bit stale. It feels like that. So low frequency will pull you down. So you want to start to be aware of when that happens and as much as possible releasing that. So that might mean that your social worlds change a little bit. Again, these may not be the closest people to you. It's just like, what is the stuff that's around you that is holding you back? So what is the low frequency stuff that you can let go of? Sometimes it's food. Sometimes it's a lot of sugar, a lot of caffeine. So really looking at where it shows up for you in your life. Okay. So when you do that, when you let go of the low frequency, you make more capacity for deepening your internal connection. And so it's by deepening this internal connection, you're going to go deeper within, and that you'll become more aware of the connection to your soul and your source. So that is really important. So as we start to become aware of our low frequencies that we are surrounded by and we start to release them, we make space. In making space, you want to find a deeper connection to you and to your own soul energy. So your soul energy usually also is your passion, your voice, your truth. So as you get deeper into that, that's when the healing happens, right? So the message that I've received is healing is around us at all times. But in order for us to fully receive this and take it in so that we can heal the things that we really need or want to heal, we need to be connected to our pure source energy, which is our souls. And in order to do that, we need to clear out the lower frequency energy, because the low frequency energy, which may be fear, old belief systems, things that other people have told us, social constructs, all the things that are happening around and outside of us, these are the things that will block us like gunk in our bodies and will stop us from fully healing. So healing happens on many levels. There's a healing that happens on our physical body, but there's healings that happen on all of our emotional bodies, our astral bodies, our soul. Our soul is something that connects us to all lifetimes, our ancestors. So healing happens on many levels. Usually, though, if it's happening anywhere in the levels or needing to happen anywhere in the levels, your physical body will feel it to some extent, some people more than others. Okay, so also checking in on the world and how we fit into that. So choosing the path that you'll follow, you want to work on yourself first. So if there's something happening globally that really hits home for you, you always want to look at it from a minimal place as well. So from your perspective, what's happening around you in your life that maybe is mirroring that? And can you work on the global level and on the personal level at the same time? Because that connection of doing the both is going to help in a more complete way. So there's a lot to choose from right now. in the world. So if you're passionate about something going on that you see as something that needs change, if you're an activist in the world, thank you. But also look at from your own perspective on a smaller scale, on a personal level, what is happening for you. So I'm going to choose the environment because it is a big thing, but it's also something that I think is, we can work with a little easier than some of the other things going on in the world. So the environmental stuff that's going on in the world affects all of us, whether we want to see it or not. So if you're an environmental activist and you're very outspoken and you're doing all the things, I would take it to a personal level to say, okay, if your house, or sorry, if your person is your, like your body is your house or your body is your environment, then how are you caring for it or cleansing it or nurturing it or protecting it, on a personal level? What are you giving to it? What are you, cultivating within it? Right? So that you are doing something on a personal level as well as on a global level. I hope that makes sense. I don't know. That was the best analogy that I could receive. So choosing to move more consciously in the world and the awareness of you on your environment and on others. So how you are affecting the world, how are you and your person are showing up in the world, how everything sort of works together is really important to be it kind of fixed into all the things I'm talking about. Choosing what you support with discernment from within. So it's all the same messaging. So when you're making choices, are you making choices from a guilt place, a shame place, a bullied place? Like, are you doing it because everybody else is doing it and you feel like if you don't do it, then you're going to be called out and that's really shameful? Whatever it is, like there's a lot of great causes out there, but we can't do all the things. We can try to put our hands into a little bit or at least build our awareness, but it's going to be really hard to not be burnt out and do all the things. So really choosing from a place of discernment from your soul. What does your soul need right now? And what do you need to be connected to right now? So again, go into the personal place of what are you working on? What can you work within for your personal level? And where does that match on a bigger global place? Okay. So the last part of the messaging I received is we are now entering a recalibration. I would say we've been in that for a while, but they're saying we're entering into a recalibration, which, there's going to be so many recalibrations, but we happen to be going into one now. So it's not a time to rest, but it is a time to release. So if we think about resting, it's a time of nurturing and being really passive. So it's not about being passive. It's about releasing the things that don't serve us, releasing what's holding us back, releasing the gunk. Just remember that, release the gunk. So we're going to move forward to a place where there's no restraints, no low energy vibes, and moving into this place of pure essence of our souls, which sounds wonderful and beautiful. But without all these messages, keeping in mind, it is easy because it has ease in it. But for our human egos, it's not really. It's kind of challenging because there is a connection that has to happen. There's an awareness that has to happen, and there are habits that need to be changed. So that is a lot to take in. I think that this is more, speaking to the whole summer, like the summer as a whole. But since this is the first week of summer, I think that the message really fits. So I hope you can take some of this and apply it to your life. If you like the messaging, it resonates with you, maybe hit the like button below and subscribe to my channel. And I'm consciously moving into a place to bring more messages and more meditations to my YouTube channel moving forward, especially throughout the summer. Thank you.